Hello everyone and welcome to the town of Rockfield here in beautiful Pinecone County, Ontario. I am Amateur Andy and today I would like to continue our initiative of sprucing up Rockfield by completing a few minor projects that may seem minuscule and insignificant, but I think will go a long way to make the subtle differences in aesthetics and functionality. Now, the easiest way to accomplish this is to just take the town section by section and do one section at a time. So the plan for today will be to redesign this area right here. We're going to abandon this interchange right here because it was originally being built to accommodate extra traffic from what would have been our new oil industry over here. However, since we're slowing down, we won't be there for a while. So I'm going to redesign the rail infrastructure to try and minimize the footprint over here specifically, and maybe claim back some buildable land. Now, this doesn't mean that nothing will ever be built here, nor does it mean that we're not going to build an interchange here. It only means that these plans are just delayed indefinitely. So the first thing that we're going to do is get rid of our old diorama and start off this area with a blank slate. Now, I have a lot of props in this area here because this was originally set up as a diorama, so we can apply the same knowledge gained from the last episode and use Move It to our advantage. So if we select Move It and the marquee selection tool, I can select props only, and then I can just basically highlight this entire area and then bulldoze, and all my props are gone. Now I can take my regular bulldozer and get rid of all the roads that I don't want. And then I'll use Surface Painter, crank up the brush size, and we'll just get rid of all of this gravel. So now that we have our blank slate, what I want to do is start looking at our rail infrastructure first. Now, I know we've redone this line here a couple of times now, but I want to think ahead a little bit to an upcoming episode where we are going to decorate and potentially expand our forestry industry. So I want to try and pre-plan for that as much as possible by adding in a cargo train terminal somewhere within this area. So the plan will be to use this alternate rail connection over here, and then we can bring the rail line over the highway and have it meet up with this line here. So to start that, let's remove all of our existing rail infrastructure. Good, and now that we're done that, I'm going to go ahead and grab a few nodes on this highway here, and we're going to sink them down just to give us a little bit of room to work with. Whoa! Okay, that was a good one. I've never seen that before. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. This is just temporary so we can work above the highway with our rail infrastructure, and we will go ahead and fix all the wobblies and bobblies a little bit later on. Okay, now that we have a true blank slate, let's make our first connection. So we're going to take a connection from here and make a connection up to here. So let's go under our transportation and rail infrastructure, grab our rail line, and see what we can do here. Good. And now we'll take a connection from here. And for this, we can actually use our network multi-tool. And I think I'm going to use the create connection mode on this particular connection. Okay, not quite the angle I'm looking for, so let's try the create loop mode instead. And that looks really good. I'm super happy with that. What we can do now is just get a connection from this line over to this line. And we realize that, of course, trains require a larger turning radius, so I don't think we're going to be able to make this as compact as we want to, but we're definitely going to do our best. So the question is what is the reality of this? Is this actually how it would look? I don't think it looks that bad, but is it real? Now, you can see some of these overhead wires are kind of going to start interfering with each other soon. But that's okay, because here in North America, we burn diesel. We don't use clean energy. So we're going to introduce another friend of ours, and this is our friend Ron. So Ron, the network replacer. So I'm going to select under network type, I'm going to go find rail surface only, and then I'm going to find train tracks. And then you can see it's highlighted all my train tracks. Now I'm going to select the one I want to replace it with. So if I select something from this column, it will give me a small pictorial of what it's going to look like. And this is the one I want. So replace all, and beep, boop, 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 just like that. Done. Now the only thing we have left to do is these bridges. So the first thing we'll do is make sure that this section here is actually upgraded to a at level section like that. And it has actually taken the shape of the vanilla section, so that's okay. What we can do is grab this one here and just upgrade it like that instead. Now the bridges. So we'll take the bridges. Now we can do this one of two ways. We can go back into Run and we can try and find it. So rail, elevated, and bridge. And I don't see any bridge, and I see a few elevations here. So the only thing I see here for bridge and elevated are planning railroads. So I'm going to go with the same one that we just used, and I'm going to select replace all. Now in this case, it doesn't really give us a bridge, it's just an elevated section. So I have these bridge deck plates that we can use, and all I have to do is select it and upgrade it like that. And now we have a couple bridge pieces, and they look a lot better like that. But Andy, wait, you just told us that North America doesn't use clean energy and they only use diesel power, and these ones have overhead wires. You are correct. That one's super easy to fix. Just select the Cantonese button over here, select the none, and then upgrade again, and it takes it away. Same one over here. And now, look at that. Absolutely perfect. But now the problem becomes, this really isn't a bridge. It's just an elevated piece. So it does pose a little bit of a safety hazard with the potential of trains falling off the bridge onto the freeway underneath it. I don't know how realistic that is, but I suppose it's always a possibility. So we can try to upgrade these pieces with a bridge piece. Nope, we can't. Okay, so we're just going to, let's actually get rid of this one here. Let's try it now. We can upgrade that. No. Okay. So we just don't have a bridge piece, I guess. We'll have to probably get a bridge piece. But in the meantime, I think this looks okay for now because it doesn't have the overhead wires. Now, the next thing we're going to do is some of these end pieces that hold the structural pieces that hold the bridge up are kind of buried into the mountain a little bit. So what we're going to do is just grab some nodes here and just kind of bring this out a little bit so that we can see it a little bit. And that looks a little bit better like that. And this one here is sticking a little bit far out, so we'll just bring that one back just a little bit. Now I'm going to add a pillar here in the middle by hand, and the easiest way for me to do that is with the picker. And that looks much better. So the next thing we can do is just take a look at these nodes real quick. So I noticed that there's a little bit of sections missing on the nodes here. So actually there actually seems to be an additional node there. So go ahead and remove that one. We'll grab this one here and clean it up. So, and that looks better. So we'll just do the same to the rest of them real quick. And that one's already perfect, so we don't have to do anything with it. And this one already looks good too. Excellent. So now for this one here, does it really hurt us just to leave this line straight going out of town if they want to use it? I don't think so. So I think we're just going to do that for now. And maybe when the time changes, if the time changes, then we'll address it then. So let's use our network multi-tool again and work on this slope right here. And that should be a lot better. So now we have a nice straight, smooth section of track all the way along. So that's perfect. So let's do a little bit of landscaping around here now to kind of clean it up a little bit. So we'll use our soften terrain tool. We'll just up the brush size and just kind of clean this up a little bit. Excellent. So the only thing we have left now is this bridge. So this bridge here is an actual legitimate bridge, and it has hydro wires as well. So for the time being, let's use our fancy elevated pieces here. And that's not even a little bit straight either. So let's go ahead and grab some nodes here. Okay, so I removed all of the old nodes. The bridge is now straight, so now I can add in some pillars by hand. All right, so now we just need to remove the power lines, and we can use our Adaptive Networks mod for this one. Now that we're back at our existing cargo train terminal, what I can do is the same thing here. So I'll go into Run, I'll select this section here, and I'll do that, and look at that. Now I'm wondering if this would be more realistic if it was longer, so let's go ahead and do that. So that doesn't look great, but I'm confident that we can fix this. And I think that looks a lot better. Now, this one may be a little bit on the crooked side, so we can use our, again, work multi-tool, and we can use our arrange at line modes. Now let's go back to the highway here and get these angles straightened out, or in this case, gently slope out these cliffs. And actually what I should have done is level out this part of the highway first so I can get a base height to make sure vehicles actually fit under the bridge. So let's adjust these nodes first and then watch some vehicles drive under to check, and we'll correct as necessary. Good, so now we can add a cargo train terminal right here, and we can do that under the same tab. How many units is this one? So we need 6 units and then a road. Okay, so what kind of road are we going to use? Well, we'll just use this one for now, because we need to figure out exactly how things are going to go here. Gee whiz, what on earth happened here? So what we'll need to do in that case is this terrain height is obviously a little bit different. I'm going to grab these nodes here, and we're going to control H them to here. Now, when we grab our cargo train terminal, perfect, and it still doesn't work. So we'll just get rid of a few sections of track here. And the 9th time is a charm, from what I understand. So we'll just confirm that by doing that. So, can anybody else see what the problem is here? I can. We didn't allow for a bypass line. So, in order to combat that, we'll grab this building. And is it going to... Yeah, it's going to attach to that. See, now this is problematic because that's going to be a heck of a turn. One whole heap and heck of a turn right there, and then we got to have a piece coming in through there as well. So if we're up for the challenge, let's give it a try. Okay, so that looks not too bad, actually. Not too bad at all. Okay, so for whatever reason, we had some missing footage. I'm not really sure where it went, but this is where we ended up. So I'm not completely happy with this road. It's probably going to change, but at least for now, it gets us road access to the cargo train terminal. So I'm not completely upset with how this looks. I am thinking that I may want to just try and round out these corners a little bit more. Because they are kind of abrupt. I feel like they would be a little bit more softer. And then same with this one here. So while there's no train coming, let's just start with this one here for now. Okay, so I think that actually looks a lot better. Bit more realistic, a nice smooth curve in and out of there. So I feel like around here the speed limit might be restricted a little bit, so we can keep this as a little bit of a sharper curve. And for whatever reason, this train has jumped the tracks, so I'll just go ahead and call for service and have it removed. So let's try the same thing over here now. So now what we can try and do is remove this node, and we get a little bit more curve there. So it looks a little bit messy, but we can probably clean it up a little bit. So actually that looks pretty good, and it's on a relatively gentle curve. It could be curved. This one could be curved a little bit more, I think, eh? No, you know what? I think I'm okay with it. I think that playing with it is probably just going to make it worse. Actually, you know what? I do think I want to try it. Okay, that actually does look a lot better, and I didn't completely butcher that. So these nodes, again, are a little bit... Yeah, see, there's a few extra nodes in there now. So sometimes just for whatever reason, just clicking on the node seems to fix some of the issues, and we can actually probably get rid of that one too. This might bite us in the butt, and it will not, so that is good. Okay, and I think that looks really good actually. So what we'll do is we'll do a little bit of decorating, and we'll add some switches and stuff here and maybe on the other side as well. And then we will be done for the day. So let's unpause it and go ahead and do some decorating. right, and the last thing that we need to do here now with our rail line is swap out our vanilla passenger trains with some new ones from the workshop. And as another day falls on Rockfield, the citizens are thrilled that the mayor has learned a new skill and eagerly await what changes and improvements await them in the upcoming year. It will definitely be a lesson for everyone involved. So until next time, everyone, thank you so much for making it all the way through until the end. I really do appreciate it a lot. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or rumors, please leave me a comment and I'll be sure to reply. Or better yet, come and hang out with me on Twitch, where I am building Meteor Valley, a highly detailed desert build, and there we can chat in real time or just hang out. Have a great rest of your day, everyone, and thank you so much for watching.